Welcome back to the crypto channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is on the verge of an imminent breakout in the price and an imminent short squeeze as the price is getting extremely close to wiping out massive liquidity that is sitting only just above the current price of Bitcoin. So in just a moment, I'll be revealing my exact Bitcoin trading strategy as yes, I'm still currently in these Bitcoin long positions as the price is continuing a further bullish move, while Ethereum is also continuing a major bounce from this key area in the price chart in the short term, while the price of XRP is now getting closer towards confirming a new price pattern, setting up a new price target that we need to pay attention to. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the weekly Bitcoin price chart, and the super trend indicator is still sitting in the green, indicating a larger bull market. And on this weekly Bitcoin price chart, we still have a massive bearish divergence to watch out for, not yet being invalidated. But on this 3-day Bitcoin price chart, we're actually getting closer towards a new bullish crossover, very close now. Potentially in a matter of days from now, we could see a new bullish crossover in the 3-day Bitcoin MACD. And obviously, I've been talking about this every day for the last 2 weeks or so now on the channel, since basically all the way back down here, I've been saying get ready for a continued bullish move in the short term. A bullish recovery in the price of Bitcoin is a very likely outcome. And obviously, since about 2 weeks ago when I started saying that, we've exactly played that out as predicted. And this is likely going to continue, especially if we continue a bullish crossover in this indicator on this time frame. And if we're taking a look at this daily Bitcoin price chart, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is testing and potentially starting to break out above some key resistance here, sitting at approximately 117,000. Now, technically, this Fibonacci level is just above 117,000, so we've not yet fully confirmed a breakout above that level yet. But obviously, with the price of Bitcoin starting to break out above this previous high, and also the latest highs just here, obviously setting a slight higher high in, essentially that is bullish price structure, at least when we're talking about the shorter term trend here. And if the price of Bitcoin can now hold above 117,000, ideally as new support, in that situation, the next major target, the next potential point of resistance to watch out for is based on all of these highs right here, previously acting as strong resistance, sitting at around 120,000. And if the price of Bitcoin can ultimately break out back above 120k, in that situation, expect a continued move towards all-time highs, so at least towards around 124,000. But once again, the next initial target is around 120,000, and I'd also now expect a bit of support at approximately 117,000. And if we break below that level, expect more support at around 114,500 and also at around 113,000 as well. And if we're zooming further into the short term, taking a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin price chart, clearly, and as I've been saying every day since weeks ago, all the way back down here, I've been saying I am bullish on the trend for the price of Bitcoin, at least in the short term. Clearly, we're forming higher lows and higher highs. So from the moment we formed the first higher low and higher high in the price of Bitcoin all the way back down here, once again, I've been saying every day since then, the short-term trend is bullish. And so that's why I've been looking for long positions, if not staying in long positions throughout this bullish trend. But of course, from time to time, as we run into certain points of resistance or flash possible warning signals like a bearish divergence, I will take a little bit of profits out of those long positions, slightly reducing the size of those positions, which I'll talk about in just a moment, but not necessarily closing the entire trade because we're still in a short-term bullish trend. And obviously, if you watched my last video just yesterday, we did previously confirm a short-term bearish divergence between these two highs in the price of Bitcoin, slight higher highs in the price while forming lower highs in the RSI. And obviously that started to play out here, and I did expect potentially that to continue to play out maybe for another 1 or 2 days before ultimately continuing the bullish trend later on. So obviously this continuation in the bullish trend came a little bit sooner than what was expected, but either way, as I've been saying the entire time, we're still in the bullish trend. But it is worth pointing out that while the price of Bitcoin is once again forming a new higher high, breaking out above this previous high in the price of Bitcoin, technically if we're looking at the RSI here on the 4-hour time frame, it's still sitting in lower highs, which means we're still potentially forming just another bearish divergence, extending the size of this bearish divergence from the previous bearish divergence. And so that's still a possible warning signal to watch out for, which could ultimately cause a slight cool off if it further confirms, if it reconfirms now with the new highs in place in the price action and in the the RSI, but I want to make it clear, at least for now, the previous potential bearish divergence that formed around 1 or 2 days ago is now invalid because we've seen a breakout, and this possible new bearish divergence, which is currently forming right now, is not yet confirmed. It is not currently in play. But once again, as I've been saying every day for weeks now on the channel, since all the way back down here, yes, we could see little short-term call-offs and pullbacks along the way, but that does not change the fact that the current trend in the short term is still bullish. And obviously this short-term bullish trend is being further confirmed towards the bullish direction with this latest breakout above a very crucial level in the price chart, which is this level at 117,000. Obviously for a long time, 117,000 has been acting as strong resistance for the price, and now the price is breaking out above 117,000 and actually being supported by that level, seeing just a slight bounce here in the immediate short term from roughly 117,000. So this is all bullish price structure, ultimately continuing the short-term bullish trend. And as I mentioned a couple of days ago now on the channel, if we're looking at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, looking at the last 1 month worth of price action, we could see a very significant area of liquidity just above the price of Bitcoin, starting at just above 118,000, around 118.2k, going up towards around 119,500. So basically in the 118k to 119k area, we have a lot of liquidity right around here. And so this is telling us it is extremely likely, once again, no such thing as a 100% guarantee, it's not guaranteed, but extremely likely that very soon the price of Bitcoin will see a further bullish move to wipe out all of this liquidity here, effectively wiping out a bunch of short positions, causing a slight short squeeze, likely pushing closer towards 120,000. And like I said earlier in the video, around 120,000 approximately could potentially act as some major resistance. So that is what I expect now in the short term, but possible short squeeze, a potential short squeeze here towards 120,000, and then maybe expect some struggle around there. But as of recording this video, that move is potentially imminent. Obviously, we're seeing some strength in the price of Bitcoin, invalidating the previous bearish divergence, yes, possibly forming a new one, but not yet confirmed. Overall, looking bullish with massive liquidity only just above the price, signaling it's very likely we're going to see a bullish move very soon. Once again, no guarantees. And so overall, yes, I'm still long on the price of Bitcoin. As I've been saying for a long time now, for over a week now, the time is to long Bitcoin. This is simply the fact right now. We're still looking bullish. And once again, as I've been saying throughout this trade right here, yes, from time to time, I do take a little bit of profits here and there, slightly exiting the trade, securing some profits along the way towards the upside. But overall, this Bitcoin long position over on my BTNX account is still around a $50,000 trade. So since my last video, it's not changed. And this long position over on my 2bit account has not changed the entire time. From the moment I opened the trade back around here, it's still a $100,000 Bitcoin long position. And so this is exactly why I never close the entire trade at any one level. So for example, if we run into major resistance, I never just exit the entire trade at a specific price level. I just slightly reduce the size of the trade at certain take profit points along the way to basically secure some profits and slightly reduce risk in case we were to see a further rejection. But once again, not closing the entire trade, still leaving these trades open to some degree so that I can continue to profit if we see more bullish price action, which we are now seeing here. And so overall, still approximately a $150,000 Bitcoin long position spread across these two exchanges, as you can see. And the funding rates over on 2bit actually slightly negative, which is very good news. It means I'm actually earning some slight fees just by holding this long position open, not paying any funding fees while the funding rates are negative. And you can see that the stop losses for these Bitcoin long positions have not changed over the last 1 day, still sitting in some slight profits here. So even in the worst case scenario, I'm still coming away with profits out of these trades. And currently my BTNX long position, my Bitcoin long position on my BTNX account is around 2,300 USD in unrealized profits and about 5.6k to 5.7k in realized secured profits. And my Bitcoin long position on my 2bit account is currently about 3,300 USD in unrealized profits. And so basically in about 1 week of trading here, just with this little bullish move right here, essentially I've already made around 10 to 11,000 USD in profits in about 1 week. So guys, this is some easy money to be made here, especially with this possible short squeeze on the horizon, potentially very imminent. And so if you haven't done so already, make sure you're set up ready to go on a crypto exchange in order to take these trading opportunities if you want to. And personally, I'm taking this trade right here, once again, over on my Bitfinex account. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bitfinex below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can claim up to 120,000 USDT in trading bonuses here, simply just by trading crypto using that link. And there's also massive deposit bonuses as well. And so, for example, if you deposit as little as $100, you get a $20 bonus onto your account. Or if you deposit 1,000 USDT, you get a $200 bonus onto your Bitfinex account. Basically free money from the exchange, which you can use to trade over on Bitfinex. But once again, these bonuses here, massive trading bonuses and deposit bonuses, are only available if you're using the link below this video to actually make your Bitfinex account. And in case you're wondering, yes, Bitfinex is a no KYC exchange, which means you can access it from basically any country in the world without needing any KYC. But as always, check your local regulations when it comes to trading crypto. And if you don't want Bitfinex as an exchange, like I said earlier, my other Bitcoin long position is over on my 2bit account. So I'll also make sure to leave a link to 2bit below this video. And if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can also claim massive bonuses simply just by trading and depositing, and simply just by making an account using the link below this video. And so, for example, if you're simply just trading crypto, you can get up to 10,000 USD in trial fund bonuses and 8,000 USDT in actual withdrawable stablecoins, free money from the exchange just by trading crypto. And on top of that, without making any deposits, any trades, no KYC, simply just by making an account, takes about 60 seconds to do this. Make an account using the link below this video. You get a free $30 bonus from the exchange onto your account, and also 1 month free VIP 3 upgrade. So basically very low trading fees, cheap trading fees over on 2bit for an entire month, simply just by making an account using that link below this video. But if you don't use that link, unfortunately, you cannot claim any of these major exclusive bonuses here that are only available using that link. And in case you're wondering, yes, 2bit is also a no KYC exchange. But with that being said, taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart here on the 3-day time frame, and it seems like the Bitcoin dominance is potentially getting ready to continue the larger pullback here. Obviously, for the last few days or so, we've kind of just been bouncing around sideways, and it is possible we could continue maybe a little bit more choppy sideways price action. But overall, the larger price structure is still clearly bearish. We're still within a much larger pullback. And so obviously, if the Bitcoin dominance continues kind of just bouncing around sideways, as we can see over the last few days, if this continues maybe for a little longer, it's possible that a lot of altcoins will just play out very similar price action to whatever Bitcoin is doing. But if we can ultimately continue the pullback again and get on track with the larger pullback again, continue that towards the downside in the Bitcoin dominance, that would actually be very good news for altcoins, because essentially, in case you're new to all of this, if the Bitcoin dominance is bearish like this, it means altcoins are doing better than whatever Bitcoin is doing. So it's not necessarily bad for Bitcoin, it just means altcoins are outperforming. And so in other words, if the Bitcoin dominance is either neutral or bearish, especially while the price of Bitcoin is playing out bullish price action, that's actually very good for altcoins. And so getting into the altcoin market, taking a look at Ethereum on the 3-day time frame, and right now Ethereum is still trading in the same sideways price range that I've been talking about for weeks now on the channel, in between this support and this resistance. And so in case you're new to the channel, this area of support is still sitting in between around 3.9k to 4.1k, and this area of resistance is still sitting in between around 4.8k to 4.9k. And we also have a bit of short-term support here at around 42.50. And so despite whatever happens in the short term on the slightly smaller time frames, we're still just bouncing around in a much larger sideways price range, as we can see. But clearly the long-term trend, if we're looking at the bigger picture here, still very much within a much larger bullish price structure, long-term bullish trend. And if we're taking a look at this 4-hour Ethereum price chart here in the immediate short term, we're continuing a major bounce from pretty much this exact area of support here based on the candle closes, sitting in between around 44.70 to 4.5k. So basically just under 4.5k, we have a lot of support around there. And if we were to break back below this area, in that situation, the next significant area of support in the short term would be sitting in between around 42.50 to 42.80, so just below 4.3k, also acting as strong support. And as for short-term resistance to watch out for, I'll be paying attention to around this area based on these highs just here, and also these highs just here, sitting at approximately 46.50 give or take. So in between around 4.6k to 4.7k, we could find a bit of resistance around there, at least in the short term. But once again, the next significant area of resistance is really in between around 4.8k to 4.9k. And overall, just follow my Bitcoin analysis to figure out what is likely going to happen for Ethereum and a lot of altcoins. So for example, if Bitcoin plays out a little bit of a short squeeze here and a further breakout in the short term, that will likely help Ethereum and a lot of altcoins with a continued bullish move in the short term, especially if the Bitcoin dominance is either neutral or bearish. Once again, that can help altcoins. And if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the 2-day time frame, Solana is simply just continuing the long-term bullish trend that I've been talking about every day for a long time now on the channel. Clearly, we're still forming significant bullish price structure, forming higher lows and higher highs here on the 2-day time frame. And obviously, over the last 1 week or so, not only do we confirm candle closes above this important Fibonacci level at around $230, but we also perfectly retested that level and actually bounced from that level. So previous Fibonacci resistance flipping into new support, which is continued bullish price structure, ultimately just continuing the larger bullish trend. And so when it comes to support and resistance to watch out for, once again, continue to expect a lot of support at around $230, and only if we break back below that level with confirmation, we could potentially see a move down towards around 215. But once again, 230 is the immediate support to watch out for. And as for resistance, the next significant resistance is at approximately 260, really in between 260 to 265 as an area of resistance to watch out for based on these previous highs back here. And if we break out above 260 to 265, in that situation, I'll be targeting closer towards 300, around 290 to 300 as another significant level on the price chart. And if we're taking a look at the price of XRP on the weekly time frame, technically speaking, we still have a massive bearish divergence to watch out for, which has not yet been invalidated. But what also has not yet been invalidated is this breakout right here for this triangle pattern on the daily XRP price chart. Obviously, like I talked about in my last 1 to 2 videos, we are lacking a bit of bullish momentum here, kind of stalling the breakout, but not yet technically invalidated the breakout. And so for as long as we're holding above around $3 and especially above $2.90, that is a key level to hold above. For as long as we're holding above around this level on the price chart here, essentially this breakout is technically still active with a price target at just above $3.80. But I want to make it clear, it's unlikely the price will just go straight towards that price target due to this reason alone, and much more likely we'll struggle along potential points of resistance here and there, like for example just above 310, around 312 give or take. We have some strong resistance around here on the price chart, and also at just above 330, in between around 330 to 340, we also have strong resistance around there, which could possibly cause the price to struggle or reject from that area. But this latest pullback that happened just a few days ago is actually some good news for the price of XRP, because this was actually forming a possible right shoulder for an inverse headed shoulders pattern. As we can see on this daily XRP price chart, we do indeed have an inverse headed shoulders pattern. It's not a perfect inverse headed shoulders pattern, but still an inverse headed shoulders pattern nonetheless. And so right now it's basically completed the formation stage of the pattern, but not yet confirmed, because in order to actually confirm the price pattern and start playing it out and activating a bullish price target for the pattern, we need to actually confirm a breakout with at least ideally a daily candle close above this neckline here and actually holding above that level in order to actually confirm the breakout and the price target. And this neckline, the point that we need a breakout above, is sitting at around 313 to 314. So ideally breaking out above $3.14 with candle closes above that level and actually holding above that level. Because for example, if we first confirm the breakout above around 314 with the candle close above that level, and then if we fail to hold above that level and actually break back to the downside, that would essentially invalidate the breakout, invalidate the pattern, and invalidate the price target. And obviously, if we never confirm the breakout to begin with, we never even confirm the price target at all to begin with. And so this is a possible trading opportunity here. And if we're taking a look at the measured move, the technical price target for this potential inverse head and shoulders pattern, once again, only if we first confirm the breakout above the neckline, that would activate a bullish price target at just above $3.50, around 352. So from the point of the breakout at around this neckline here towards that price target, that's potentially around a 12 to 13% move towards the upside, and that's with no leverage. So for example, 10x leverage long position would be around a 120% profit in that example. example, not financial advice. And so once again, this is potentially another trading opportunity, not financial advice, but definitely make sure you're set up ready to go on one of these exchanges using the links below this video to take advantage of major trading and deposit opportunities that are only available using those links on the exchanges that I'm trading on right now. And if we're taking a look at the price of Chainlink on the daily time frame, right now Chainlink is ultimately continuing a short-term bullish move following the rest of the crypto market. As I've been saying throughout the video and many videos here on the channel, if Bitcoin, for example, plays out a bit of short-term bullish price action, that's likely going to influence a lot of these altcoins. And so overall, Chainlink is still kind of struggling with the momentum side of things, at least in the short term. Obviously, we are a little bit flat, not necessarily overly bearish, but also kind of just lacking bullish momentum. But overall, we've not yet confirmed a trend reversal out of the larger bullish trend. So if we're talking about what sort of trend we're currently in on the daily time frame, we're still technically within a larger bullish trend, forming higher lows and higher highs. Now, obviously, we did have a possible lower high starting to form here, which would have really been confirmed if we actually broke below this level on the price chart. But for now, that has not happened. And so like I've mentioned in recent videos here on the channel, if the price of Chainlink were to confirm daily candle closes, for example, below around $22, below this low, that would have been very bad news. And in that situation, we would have likely seen a drop down towards at least around $20, really at around $19 to $20 as the next major support and price target towards the downside if we first confirmed a break below around $22. But for now, we're still holding above $22, which is good news. And as for short-term resistance to watch out for in case we continue this short-term bounce, expect more resistance at around $25.20 and major resistance at just under $27, around $26.80 to $27, acting as strong resistance. And remember, just pay attention to what the price of Bitcoin and also what the Bitcoin dominance are doing to figure out what is likely going to happen for a lot of these altcoins. So like I said earlier in the video, let's just say if Bitcoin continues a bit of a short-term bullish move here, especially while the Bitcoin dominance is either bouncing around sideways or maybe playing out a little bit more of a pullback, essentially under those circumstances for Bitcoin and the Bitcoin dominance, that will likely cause a little bit more short-term bullish price action for Chainlink and other top altcoins like this. And remember, definitely make sure you're set up ready to go using the links below this video to those exchanges to take advantage of major bonuses and take advantage of the next trading opportunities as soon as they happen. So once again, links below this video to take advantage of those bonuses. And if you want to actually know how you can trade crypto no matter what the price is doing to easily and quickly profit in the crypto market, like what I'm doing right now with my own money very transparently, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.